The California sunset cast a warm golden layer over the massive glass panels of the Ellington estate in Beverly Hills. Grace Hollander, 38, CEO of Hollander Estates, pushed open the heavy French oak door. The hinge let out a thin, cold click. She was home early, 3 hours earlier than planned. Her meeting with the investors from Tokyo had been cancelled because of a strange intuition Grace couldn't explain. All afternoon, her heart had been beating wildly. Her hand trembled slightly when she held her coffee cup. In her mind, a voice repeated over and over, "Go home now." Standing in the grand foyer, its Carrara marble floor reflecting the chandelier's glow, Grace realized the atmosphere today was different. Too quiet. This house was always quiet. But this was the kind of silence stretched tight like a violin string, as if even the walls were holding their breath. She moved softly. Her Louboutins still clicked faintly on the marble. Her Hermès Birkin slid off her shoulder without her noticing. Her eyes were fixed on the hallway leading to the living room, where a thin strip of warm light spilled out like oil. Suddenly, a cold, dry hand clamped over her mouth from behind. Grace jerked, instinct ready to scream, to fight. "Shh!" A man's voice, low, urgent, almost desperate. "Ma'am, please, don't make a sound." The scent of machine oil, wood, and very clean soap, Michael Donnelly's familiar smell. The maintenance manager, 42. Blue eyes, always so calm they seemed hollow. The man Grace only ever saw briefly when signing payroll at the end of each month. But now, that usually expressionless face was full of terror. His hand stayed in front of his lips, signaling absolute silence. Sweat dotted his forehead. His blue eyes pleaded with her, pleaded in a way she had never seen in anyone. Grace shoved his hand away, ready to scream, but that look stopped her. Not the look of an attacker, but the look of a man trying to save someone. "Michael?" she whispered, voice trembling. "What are you doing here? Why—" "I'm sorry," he said quickly, voice ragged. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but if they hear you, if he knows you're home—" He swallowed hard, trying to steady himself. "Your children will be in danger." Time froze. "My children, all 3. Emma, 12, Oliver, 9, Sophie, 6. Grace's heart clenched violently in her chest. "Where are they?" She grabbed his shirt, desperate. "Where are my kids? What is happening?" Michael didn't answer with words. He pointed toward the living room, where the warm light leaked through a cracked door. And from there, a sound emerged. Not laughter, not normal conversation. Crying, small, strained, the kind children make when they try their hardest not to be heard. Grace's knees went weak, but the instinct of a mother, an instinct she thought had died with David 2 years ago, flared alive like a beast awakened. "You need to see this," Michael said, voice breaking. "But please, trust me. Don't let him know you're home. Not yet. Not now." Him, Patrick Ellis, her second husband, the man Grace married 1 year after David's death. The warm smile, the reassuring voice, the promise that he would help her raise the children. The man she thought was the calm after the storm. "What did he do?" Grace whispered, voice shaking like a leaf. Michael met her eyes. In that blue was the hollowed grief of someone who had seen too much and could no longer stay silent. "What he always does," he said, "every time you're not home." Grace's world tilted, but she didn't faint, didn't scream. The mother in her urged, "Look, see the truth, no matter how cruel it is." Michael led her to the door crack. His hands rested gently on her shoulders, not to restrain her, but to brace her, because he knew what she was about to see could break her. "Look," he whispered, "and remember, your children need you steady." Grace leaned toward the crack, and her world collapsed. In the living room with its 6-meter ceiling, the baccarat chandelier glittering, Monet paintings on the wall, a space Architectural Digest once called a heaven of art. 3 children knelt on the cold stone floor. Emma, 12, long brown hair, uniform perfectly pressed, was shaking uncontrollably. Her knees pressed so hard into the marble that the skin had reddened. Her hands were clasped together as if in prayer, but not praying to God, praying for mercy from the man standing before them. Oliver, 9, bit his lip until it bled. Tears streamed down his cheeks that he didn't dare wipe. His head was bowed, his tiny body trembling. Sophie, 6, clutched her old stuffed bear, the last gift from her biological father before he died. Tears drenched her cheeks. Her mouth quivered as if to cry out loud, but she held it in. Her whole body curled in on itself like a small animal cornered. Across from them stood Patrick Ellis in an Ermenegildo Zegna suit, holding a glass of 25-year Macallan whiskey. The handsome face Grace once loved was twisted with fury now. His eyes were steel. His voice, the voice she once found warm, was sharp as a blade. "What did I tell you?" Patrick said evenly. "What did I say about leaving this room messy?" Emma sobbed. "I'm sorry. I'll clean it right away." "Sorry?" Patrick stepped forward, looming over her. Emma recoiled. "Sorry for what? Your mother works day and night. She pays for this house, the clothes you wear, the food you eat. And you? How do you repay her?" Oliver choked out, "We're sorry." "Shut up." Patrick snapped toward Oliver. The boy flinched. "I didn't give you permission to speak. Do you understand?" Oliver nodded frantically, tears falling uncontrollably. Patrick turned back to Emma. "Your mother is lucky to have me. Understand? Without me, she would lose her mind dealing with 3 useless children like you. Your real father is dead. No one wants you. No one but your mother and me. And if you don't learn to obey—" He sipped his whiskey, letting the sentence float like poison. "You'll learn what consequences mean." Sophie burst out, sobbing, "I miss Daddy." Patrick cast a cold glance at the youngest. "Your father is gone. He left your mother with this burden. And you're still crying?" He slammed the glass onto the table. The harsh crack made all 3 children jerk violently. "You are burdens. Do you hear me? Burdens." Behind the door, Grace went numb. Not because of the shock, but because of the realization. This wasn't the first time. The fear in her children's eyes, that was the fear of those who had lived with terror long enough to recognize it. The way they knelt, the practiced motion of someone who had been made to do this before. How long had they endured this? She turned to Michael, tears flooding silently. "How long?" Her voice cracked. Michael lowered his gaze. "Since the 2nd month he moved in." Almost a year. Her children had lived in hell for nearly a year. And she, a mother, never knew. Grace's stomach twisted. She wanted to scream, to burst in and rip Patrick apart. Michael held her back. "Not yet," he murmured. "You need evidence. You need a plan. If he learns that you know and you have no proof, he'll manipulate. He'll flip the script, make you look unstable." Grace stared at him, eyes bloodshot. "Do you have proof?" Michael nodded. "I recorded it, all week. I knew you would need it." A flicker of hope, tiny, but enough to keep her standing. "Show me," she said. "Not yet," Michael replied. "First, you need to see everything, understand everything. Then we move." Grace wanted to protest, but Michael's expression, the look of a man who had calculated every step, who knew Patrick better than she did, made her nod. "Fine," she breathed, "but I swear to God,